Hey, what's up, guys? Eyes Open in California here. So today is Friday, July 18th, 2025. Well, yesterday I didn't have to work. So I went to sleep around 3 p.m. and I woke up at 6 a.m. this morning. I was done for. But anyways, I had this crazy ass dream I have to tell you about. So in this dream, I was an IDF soldier and I was standing on a corner in Israel. And I had a man next to me who was my partner. I felt like we were friends, like brothers, kind of. So I had a belt-fed machine gun. So I had it had to have been an M249 saw because it was 5.56. It wasn't 7.62, the caliber. So anyways, he must have been my A gunner. So I'm standing here on the corner with the M249 saw, and I'm standing there with my A gunner, and we're just shooting the breeze, just being soldiers on the corner of a street, or on a street corner in some city. And then all of a sudden, everything started exploding. Like in the distance, you could hear everything exploding, boom, 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 and you hear just machine gun fire breaking out in all directions. And there's people running up the street, and as these people are running up the street, they're getting chopped down by machine gun fire. And I looked like beyond the people that were running at what was shooting them, and Israel had been invaded. And I had a knowing that these were Chinese and Russian soldiers. And I looked up in the sky and there was parachutes descending everywhere, and infantry coming up from every street, and they killed everyone. They killed everyone. Not a single person was shown any mercy. Everybody got killed. And as this army is walking up towards us from all these different streets, this was like the equivalent of when you see like the Russian and Chinese military parades. This was like those military parades were coming down the street in combat gear, and they laid siege to this place. They blew up everything. They killed everybody. So me and my partner, we looked down the street, and we were like, the minute I open up with this machine gun, we're getting killed. Like the only thing we're gonna do is give away our position if I let this gun rip. So we ran, and we just ran a couple streets over, and we're like outrunning everybody else because we're soldiers. We're outrunning everybody else who's trying to run the same direction. Everybody's getting shot down around us. We hide in this like utility closet of some sort, and we're sitting there just like huffing and puffing because we just got done running, and we could hear all the sounds of the horrors that were happening outside, all the guns bursting, all the people screaming, like just crowds of people just screaming in agony as they were dying. You hear them just gurgling, like gurgling in their own blood as they're screaming. Like, it was horrific. And I looked over at who presumably would be my A gunner, and I said, "Do you know what's worse than racism?" And he said, "What?" And I said, "Religious discrimination is far worse than racism." And he said, "Oh, why is that?" And I said, "Because religions span many different races. Therefore, religious discrimination is far uglier than racism." And he said, "Oh, okay." And the scene changed. And the scene changed to the outside again. And it was like a flood of infantry flooding through the streets, like a tsunami, just flooding through these streets in Israel. They killed everyone. So that's what I dreamt. In the dream, I was terrified. They didn't send enough people. They didn't send just enough people to do the job. They sent enough people to prove a point. I had a dream a couple weeks ago, or maybe a few months ago by now, where I was in Israel and I was speaking to a man, and I told him, I said, "You people are horrible." And he said, "What?" I said, "You people are horrible." And I said, your country is going to get ransacked. You need to read the rest of the scriptures. That's what I told this Israeli man in a previous dream. And if this is the ransacking, if God just showed me the ransacking that's going to happen to Israel, you can't, there's nothing they're going to be able to do. There's nothing that could have been done. That was like, it was like watching that tsunami footage that hit Malaysia or Indonesia, wherever that was, like a couple years ago or years ago, watching all that water come through the streets. That's what that was like. There was nothing the IDF was going to do about that. There's nothing. I'm telling you, there's nothing. So anyways, that's what I dreamt. You know, I guess they violated the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And this is going to be the judgment that's coming for them. That's, you know, if you show no mercy will be shown for you. And that's just bad. What I saw was crazy. It was crazy. I don't even know how else to explain what I saw. It was insane. But anyways, eyes open in California. Thank you. God bless you.